Welcome back to another episode of Lone Star College Football. Today, we're going to talk about Matt Rhule officially getting a contract signed with Nebraska. Before we jump into that, y'all do us a favor and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, go check us out on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook as well. With that being said, Nebraska's season has been a lot of downs and a couple ups. They started the season rough, losing to Northwestern. Northwestern ended up going. Oof, I think they're terrible too. Yeah, they're 1-10. So their one win was against Nebraska to start the season. Since then, Nebraska has been officially going 4-8. They beat Iowa last week, 24-17, which was surprising. Casey Thompson had himself a field day going out there, throwing for 20 of 30 for 278 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. They had one receiver, last name Palmer, 9 receptions, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So they showed out pretty well in the last week, coming off of a close loss to Wisconsin, 15-14 the week before. But they have finally found their next head coach. Matt Rhule is coming in. For those of you who don't know, he was the Panthers head coach in the NFL for the last couple of years. He got fired this year. And a lot of people look at that and say, well, he just got fired. Why would you want to hire him? Because before he went to Carolina, he was the Baylor Bears head coach. And Matt Rhule turned that program around in 2 years. His first year under Baylor, they were terrible. I think they went like 2-10. And then the next year, I think they were like 10-2. And then he moved on to the NFL. So there's different coaching styles in college football and the NFL. In college, you have to focus on recruiting, and it's more of a relationship with your team. Where in the NFL, it is kind of a boss-employee mentality, which is what makes college football so special. Is that it's not a boss-employee, but it's a in a way it is, because you're the coach and you are the boss, but there's also this mutual respect of I don't know how to explain it. It's football. For those of you who play football, you understand. So what could this mean for Nebraska? Well, Nebraska is a blue blood who, as a Texas fan, I appreciate them sucking for the last however so long, because out of all the blue bloods, they're the worst. And Texas is probably right behind them, or right in front of them, rather. So what this could mean for them is a lot. I mean, they could have a serious turnaround if Matt Rhule is able to come in and recruit well. What he was able to do at Baylor was impressive because it was only 2 years. And really, in Baylor, you're not going to recruit at a crazy high level. Waco is not a thriving metropolis. Now, Nebraska isn't either. They're the cornhuskers. Like, they're known, it's corn. And so I don't know exactly what city they play in. I'm not sure. But if he's able to go, just because it's a blue blood, they should recruit at a higher level. And let's see. They're in the Big Ten. Like, that's a big conference. It's one of the Power 2 conferences right now. So that bodes pretty well for him. If he's able to come in, implement, get a coaching staff, that's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what staff does he hire to come in and be offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, or is he going to call plays? I don't know if he did that at Baylor or not. Analyst, receiving coach, who's he going to maintain on staff? Because when you look at the stats for the season right now, quarterback plays okay. Casey Thompson, 2,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 24 sacks. It's not very good. Rushing, 218 for 915 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's not very good. They've got a stud receiver, that Palmer. He's a junior. He may come back. He may transfer, but he's got 71 for 1,043 and 9 touchdowns. So really, it looks like they're going to need quarterback coach, running back coach. Other than that one receiver who just seems to be a stud, they might need a receivers coach, defensive side of the ball. Let's see, how many sacks do they have? They've got 21 sacks. That's not good. Not terrible, I guess. Interceptions, 9 interceptions. That's all right. Total tackles for one player, 86, 73, 70. Defensively, they don't seem like they're Too terrible. Um, yeah, their offense is bad though. 22.6 points per game is just terrible. Um, so he's gonna have to come in and really get a good coaching staff surrounded and see what he can do at Nebraska. I don't think this will be like a Baylor situation where you come in and you immediately turn the program around in 1 year or 2 years. It's probably going to take him a couple years, and I mean, it is what it is. Most programs aren't able to have a 1 year, 2 year coach come in and really flip it. Baylor's gotten kind of lucky the last two coaches they've had. TCU this year under Sonny Dykes with his first year. But most years, you kind of can expect to see Nick Saban went 7-6 in his first year. Steve Sarkisian at Texas 5-7. If Oklahoma could do us all a favor and lose today, they can go 6-6 into their first year. So Nebraska fans, give him some time. It's okay. Casey Thompson has not played amazing for y'all. Trust me, I'm a Longhorn fan. He came from our school. I know what he can do, and I know what he seems to do. And if y'all can get a good quarterback coach in there to coach Casey Thompson up, I think that could work out pretty well for y'all. But with all that being said, if you made it this far, really do appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, and check us out on TikTok as well. Welcome.